hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And as you can see, it's cold outside, and it's time to go back to the theater. And ladies and gentlemen, this movie got itself an Oscar nomination for Best Picture, along with a few others for acting, this morning. So, what better day to review it, right? My review of the 2018 comedy drama, Vice, coming up now. Exploring the life and times of former Vice President Dick Cheney, Vice gives us a look at Dick's younger years just starting out into politics and his journey all the way to the White House. Once in office as the VP, he easily persuades George W. Bush to let him take care of many of the presidential duties himself. So what did I think of Vice? I thought it's a well-made and entertaining comedy drama. It comes to us from Adam McKay, who recently directed 2015's The Big Short, which was also a critical success and received a lot of praise. While that movie left me kind of lukewarm, I feel Vice is a much better offering. It can be a bit risky to release a movie with such a politically strong premise, especially in the times we're in, and I think depending on which political party you identify with, you'll most likely see it in a different light than others. The movie obviously leans to the left and even jokes about it. While we lived through the times, it's also hard to tell what's 100% true here that happened behind closed doors other than the obvious facts we already know. The film starts out showing Cheney's younger days of getting in trouble with the law, drinking himself into stupors in college, and finally pulling himself together at the demand of his wife. We see his rise in politics as well, and some early stages of manipulating his way up the ladder. Of course, we see the characters' reactions to 9/11, as well as what happened afterwards with taking advantage of a crisis and beginning the war in Iraq. We learn a lot of what supposedly went down in the Bush White House as well, and the film really makes the president look naive and moronic. I actually would have liked to have seen a few more scenes of the Prez and VP interacting. While the film shows Cheney as mostly evil, it does try and humanize him a tiny bit in a few scenes at least, as his family does mean a lot to him. McKay uses some of the interesting storytelling devices he used for The Big Short, with random cutaways, Alfred Molina reading a menu, and an interesting mysterious narrator to keep things intriguing. There are a number of laughs throughout, and it has fun with the source material, but the film does know when to take things seriously as well. The makeup here is wonderful, and really makes the actors look like the people they're portraying. Christian Bale is fantastic here as Dick Cheney, the former vice president who has who was secretly running a lot of the show. It's easy to forget it's him, as he really disappears into the character. Also included Amy Adams as Lynn Cheney, Dick's loving wife, who's pretty power-hungry in her own right, Steve Carell as Donald Rumsfeld, the Secretary of Defense who goes way back with Cheney as he worked for him back in the days of Nixon, Sam Rockwell as more of an extended cameo as George W. Bush, the former president of the United States who really fought to get Dick as his VP, and Tyler Perry as Colin Powell, Bush's Secretary of State. While it will mostly likely divide audiences, Vice is a fun and compelling look at who was once a very powerful person. I'm going to give it the rating of A-List approved. That's right, it gets the A-List seal of approval. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/WestsideOf515. Like the show on Facebook, Facebook.com/WesTroopAlist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WesAlist. Until next time, Troop out.